If you're just joining us, I am Cranberry Thunderfunk, and this is the Thunderfunking Dota cast. I am very excited to bring you Game 3 of a best of 3 between Navi and EG in the RaidCall D2L Season 3. Game 1, EG took, I would say, with some throws from Navi. They took a big advantage early on with some unique picks, Pugna, Doom, and Naga Siren, but pushing too hard, too fast, giving up a lot of kills to the Coddle PL combo from EG. Jeyo started balling out of control, and Navi lost it. Game 2, Navi took in really convincing fashion, taking first blood down in bottom lane, giving a shitload of kills to hvost on Spectre, who chewed through the squishy supports and really the squishy everybody on EG throughout the entire game. Every single time that Haunt was off cooldown, he was using it and picking up double kills and triple kills. It was like sick nasty. It was some pretty impressive Spectre play, and I would say it was a pretty strong case of a major outdrafting by Navi. I would also say EG ran the AA mid, and it just didn't pay off. Lost pretty hard to dendi mid, and Bamboe up at top as Nature's Prophet also lost to the bottle crowing funnik on Darkseer. So all of their lanes lost, outdrafted, and definitely outcarried. Game 3, however, I think is going to be exciting. Both games have been pretty entertaining so far, and we've seen a good variety of picks, partly because it's Navi and they tend to pick with a little more diversity than some other teams, but also because it's, thank God, 6.78, and teams all across the board are picking a little bit more diversely than they have in the past, and it's made for overall a lot more exciting games. But let's get into the picks and bans for Game 3. EG, they start off with a Chen ban. Pretty understandable given Puppey's Chen last game. The funny thing is, Chen wasn't even put to maximal use in Game 2. The Hand of God was used maybe 2 or 3 times, but that wasn't really the difference maker for Navi. That said, Puppey is really mean on his Chen and provided a lot of early towers for Navi, as well as just the pushing power they needed to take total map control and remove any ability for Jeyo to farm. EG also picks up the Darkseer. In Game 1, that's one thing I failed to mention, they had Darkseer and Jakiro, and I think the biggest factor of their win there was over and over again vacuum into Ice Path, into Macropyre, into hook shots from Demon, followed up with Cogs. It was disgusting, and if Navi allows EG to put Darkseer to use like that again, and they keep pushing their overaggression and do not position correctly to account for that, then that could be a problem. So EG have demonstrated the continued strength of Darkseer despite endless nerfs for the last 4 patches. And there's a lot of options for how EG can follow up this Darkseer pick. Navi, they start off with 2 of their favorite heroes with Enchantress and Rubik. Kuro will almost certainly be playing that Rubik, and he's definitely loves that hero and consistently shows some amazing plays. Enchantress, definitely one of Puppey's prime targets, making use of his micro skills, and Enchantress, just a great jungling support that transitions into a semi-carry very elegantly, which I think Puppey always likes to do. An odd second pick for EG. Now, the Venomancer in Game 2 was really strong from Navi. It was definitely what secured them the first blood, because they made use of all 15 seconds of the slow on Fear to chase him down. So Venomancer is very strong, but it's an odd first pickup, I feel, because it allows it's the type of support that you can account for in your picks. For example, unlikely that Navi would go for a Templar Assassin after seeing the Venomancer. as opposed to other supports that are a little more, I mean, you can't really account for a Rubik. The only thing you might not pick as a result of a Rubik would be a Magnus, or probably a Faceless Void. Other than that, Rubik is a little more all-purpose. Venomancer, he indicates early aggression and early push, because the wards are very strong for that purpose. So, a little curious, I feel, and could threaten EG, the strength of EG's draft going forward.
Navi's turn to pick.
I do like the Bounty Hunter ban from EG. With the Enchantress on Navi, they could definitely be looking to dive towers and to make a lot of kills happen throughout the game. In the early to mid game, rack up the track gold, and Enchantress is really good at doing that. If you're trading evenly and you have track gold, then it's not such an even trade anymore. It's now going in favor of the one who possesses Bounty Hunter. And Enchantress is good at kind of those long range snipes and pumps out a lot of damage for how long she can stay alive in a fight. Navi wisely banning out the Jakiro, as well as the Nyx Assassin. Every time I see him on Nyx Assassin, he's doing really well. He's always finding kills and landing double impales all over the place. So I think those are both two very wise support bans from Navi. Still looking for, well, I was about to say we're looking for the mid hero, but there's the puck from Navi. Dendi almost certainly going to be playing that once more. And by almost certainly, I say 100% certainly. I find it a little interesting that EG bans out the Naga Siren, because both teams that pick Naga in this series so far have lost.
10 seconds remaining.
Neither of them putting it to particularly good use.
5 seconds remaining.
But perhaps recognizing that there is strength yet untapped in these games.
Of pain. Navi's turn to pick.
EG picks up the Quap of Pain for their mid to match up against Puck. Quap versus Puck, it's a fairly even match. I would say, given that it's Dendi on Puck, it probably favors Puck a little bit. Because, I would say, there's kind of an even trade there, because Puck can phase shift through the Screams and Daggers, as well as the Sonic Waves once they hit level 6. But in terms of harass, Queen of Pain, not particularly liable to run into the orbs or waning rifts from Puck, because she can stand pretty far back. She has a good attack animation. Should be a fairly even matchup there. So hvost is going to be on anti-mage this game. It'll be interesting to see what kind of build he goes for. If they choose to opt for the early aggression, which they certainly could do with the lineup they have right now, or if he's gonna go for stats and farm his way to a victory later in the game. I like the anti-mage pick versus Queen of Pain. I think with his natural spell magic resistance, deals with her burst damage pretty nicely, and is a solid...
Navi's turn to ban.
Well, I'll get to that in a second. Queen of Pain is a nice juicy mana void target, as is Darkseer, and that's pretty nice for anti-mage to have more than one target. It's can be pretty frustrating to hope for the one high mana pool hero to get depleted and stand next to somebody, but Darkseer and Queen of Pain are both liable to do that at some point during a team fight. So just earlier I was talking about how you don't really want to pick a Faceless Void into a Rubik, and I kind of have to maintain that. It's basically impossible for Void not to give up the steal on Chronosphere. He only has 2 spells, and you have to use the blink to initiate. You don't really have a choice in the matter.
10 seconds remaining.
And while Void is not, the Chronosphere is not the most powerful spell for Rubik to steal, because you can freeze your own teammates and it doesn't stop Void, that's still wisely used by Kuro, which we can assume that it will be, it can still be a multi-man disable for free that you can't stop him from getting unless you kill him. And with good positioning from Kuro, and he tends to frequently get a blink dagger to help out with that problem, that's not going to be a particularly viable option. I mean, Void's Chronospheres are... Alright, get back into this.
Navi's turn to pick.
EG, I completely forgot about the Treant Protector. EG rounds it out with the Treant Protector. Against the Lich from Navi. Treant is probably going to be most valuable for Queen of Pain in this game. It's going to allow her to be, or well, allow Demon to be way more aggressive. It's going to bolster all of their lanes. And he can really provide a lot of coverage for Jeyo in these fights with the Overgrowth, the heal, which Leech Seed reliably heals Faceless Void because he's a melee hero. You put it on whoever he's targeting, and it's both a slow and a source of sustainability for Faceless Void in any fight. I'll run through the lineups before we get any further. On the Radiant side, we have Evil Geniuses. Bamboe, gonna be playing that Darkseer, headed towards the bottom lane, so this appears to be an aggressive tri-lane coming out from EG. Demon will be playing Queen of Pain. Fear on that Treant Protector. Jeyo on Faceless Void, and bdiz on Venomancer. And I've seen bdiz on Venomancer a lot of times. Navi on the Dire side. They've got Funnik on Lich, hvost on Anti-Mage, Puppey on Enchantress, Kuro on Rubik, and Dendi playing Puck. With Funnik on Lich, we can basically assume that he's going to be in the off lane, and versus Bamboe, he'll do okay. His primary purpose is to deny experience through sacrifice, and he'll have somewhat reliable damage as provided through his Frost Blast. But that damage is not going to keep Bamboe out of the lane. He's already equipped with a lot of regen, and he'll probably pick up a Soul Ring, and can also likely expect a pipe out of him this game. So he may pick up extra regen on top of that, or early in the game.
The battle begins.
To account for that. Jeyo was thinking about blinking in there, but I think whoever goes in first would go down. In this try versus try scenario, I believe this favors EG as it starts out, because they've got Treant Protector, tons of sustain, and with Puppey in the jungle here, his immediate assistance is not that strong, unless he gets really lucky with a creep, but even then, none of these heroes, with the exception of bdiz, are particularly easy to take down, and even bdiz, he's going to have that living armor available for him. And while Queen of Pain will be Fear's primary focus for living armor, will still always be available to prevent any easy kills for Navi in this lane. And I think it would require a misplay from EG to make a kill happen in this lane. So what remains to be seen is whether hvost will be able to get the farm that he needs in this lane. And if he can stay equal with Jeyo, then that's pretty decent for him. The only other problem I see for EG in this lane is just the lack of experience. Void, more than many other right-click carries, depends on that experience to get his level 6 as soon as possible. His Chronosphere is just so powerful, and as soon as he picks it up, it can start generating kills, and he can be aggressive and create team fights. They're very advantageous for Evil Geniuses. Puppey's got 2 creeps here, but neither of these are particularly valuable for ganking. They'll provide a little bit of damage, but that's about it. So mostly just tossing them away, since they were about to die anyways. So with the Treant Protector pick, I have to reverse my earlier assessment of how mid was going to go for Dendi. Living Armor makes harassing Demon just impossible. I mean, you can see this right here. So many auto attacks required to burn through that. And Puck only has the Orb and Waning Rift as sources of harassment outside of her auto attacks.
You shall not.
That said, Dendi shouldn't die in this lane, but he will fall behind in farm as time goes on, especially when Living Armor continues to get more and more levels. That said, Treant Protector's in a trial lane right now, and his levels will be very slow to come, especially if EG does not make any kills happen in this lane. Down at bottom, Bamboe's doing his own pulling, which is going to allow him to get further ahead in this lane. He's already had a bit of an advantage, but by being able to do his own pulls, he denies some experience, and if he's able to get any of the last hits on those creeps, that's more gold if he's not there for the experience as well. That said, a quick 6 on Funnik will really help out this tri lane up top. If he can rotate and land a really nice Chain Frost, which that's a big if, because I mean you have a Faceless Void, so he can blink out. Treant Protector who can go invisible and who's naturally tanky, so not as endangered by the Chain Frost as other heroes might be. So he may look... mid might be the most viable ganking target for him. We'll have to see. Oh, Anti-Mage, he eats a few bashes from Jeyo. And Puppey shows up from the side. He's got a net. This is the creep that he wants to find a kill. There's the net onto Jeyo, but he's still got Blink. They can't follow up, though. They're just... hvost and kuroky are too low. The Leech Seed damage combined with the time lock. A few simple auto attacks from Jeyo can be very deadly, and we almost saw hvost go down as a result of that. The distraction, meanwhile, well, I say that. I was about to say that Queen of Pain wasn't getting living armor during that time, and look what happens. Starts trading evenly with Puck. But there it is immediately afterwards, and he's already back to full. But mostly because of that regen rune. Has a little bit of rune luck. Regen is a pretty excellent rune for Queen of Pain to pick up in a high harass lane, such as this versus Puck. Oh, there was a deny to kuroky. Oh, that was the Venomancer Gale. Okay. Well, first blood stolen from the grasp. Oh, bdiz. He's got the living armor on him. hvost blinks in. There's still one more charge in the living armor, but Dendi's here. The orb almost hits. First blood goes the way of hvost. And a blink in from Jeyo. He doesn't have another blink for quite a while, but it looks like... Alright. Hard to keep track of where this is going. Good dodge by Dendi will secure his safety up there. So a 1-for-1 trade. Kuro did go down from the Gale from bdiz, but bdiz paid for that Gale. Oh, that orb just barely hit. Paid for that Gale by giving first blood to hvost, and that's the ideal hero for Navi. hvost is falling pretty far behind in farm at this point. It's 11-2 on him versus 31-11 on Jeyo, which is to be expected. Jeyo feels very safe in this lane. He's got two strong supports with him, so that's no surprise. But first blood will really help mitigate
middle tower is under attack.
some of that differential. Dendi in mid. He's a little bit behind Demon. Oh, Demon, he blinks forward. Or back from Dendi. He's going to be okay. Yeah, Dendi, he's 18-7 versus 31-6 on Demon. So he's not winning his lane either, and it's safe to say that Funnik isn't either. Although, whoa, actually, eat my own words there. Sorry, I did not expect to see 35-18 on Funnik. And it's important to remember that the sacrifice does not count as a deny. It's a complete removal of experience. So all 18 of those denies are actual creeps that he has right-clicked himself. So he's denied Bamboe a lot of experience, and he actually has the advantage. I can't believe that Funnik is doing this. just sort of assumed it's a lich and he's not going to be pulling ahead here, but some excellent play from Funnik is winning this lane. With level 6, this creates the opportunity for him to rotate to another lane and create a kill. But as soon as he disappears, EG is going to know that he's gone. And will play more cautiously if their map awareness is up to snuff. Jeyo, he's gone for the Ring of Health early on, so he's headed towards a Battle Fury. Looking to make sure that his farm is nice and healthy as this game goes forward. And already, he's topping the charts. Just barely beating out Funnik. Haven't seen a lot of movement out of Puppey, which that's not a surprise. He can't assist much in this top lane. It's just too dangerous and they're too tanky. Backtrack and Living Armor combined make Jeyo, even without much on him, and he's already got the tread, so... Oh! Funnik, he goes down. Sonic Wave used by Demon. So easy kill secured for EG, and that's actually a very valuable kill because this is a fairly well farmed and leveled up lich. Yeah, Kuro is level 7, so that's probably the most valuable kill outside of Dendi that they could pick up right now. Puppey has rotated mid, and they're getting a lot of damage up onto the mid tier 1. He's got that fantastic Dark Troll Summoner, which helps out a lot with pushing as well as ganking. The net is about as good as you can hope for Enchantress. Getting a little bit of interface lag here. If it doesn't clear up in a second, I'm going to see if I can't do anything about it. Ah, god damn it. Down at bottom, with the Chain Frost, manages to get some good bounces on Fear, and Funnik picks up a solo kill on Tree and Protector. So that's 10 seconds where Living Armor is not in the game. But Fear's only level 4, so it's a nice kill, but not particularly overwhelming. Navi will look to get some damage up onto the bottom tier 1, but that's still going to be really hard because the Living Armor is there, and Navi doesn't have a lot of natural push without Enchantress. Dendi is level 8 and has not yet managed to make anything happen on the map. Although if they see Bamboe down here, those two together, or he's got an invis mid, Demon is another viable target. Chain Frost is not up, but he does have the Frost Blast, and that's a lot of damage. Hoping for Demon to step forward, but EG, they've got wards all along the river here, so they saw that coming from a mile away, and Demon's not even going to stay anywhere near there. He's not going to risk giving up a kill. This leaves Bamboe free to push the lane down the bottom and catch up and farm in this lane that he's been losing to Funnik, which can't stress how bizarre that is. You just don't expect that. hvost he's actually managed to catch up in his last hits very nice. I mean, he was behind by almost 30 a few minutes ago, and they're chasing Demon in the forest here. Living Armor is up there. It's a telekinesis. Sonic Wave stolen by kuroky. Huge steal. Jeyo, he shows up with the Chronosphere. Sonic Wave used, hits on both. Kuroky's running low. One more right click and he goes down. Dendi uses the orb. Phase shift. He should be able to escape A-OK out of this. But great rotation from Jeyo. This is the power of Faceless Void, is that he's one of the carries that he can just teleport to another lane, blink in, use the Chronosphere, and have a blast. I really thought that Sonic Wave stolen from kuroky was gonna make the difference in that fight, but the Living Armor, I mean, that's why Demon didn't die, was Living Armor. That's why Tree and Protector is being banned first in so many games, over and over again. Because that kill should have been Navi's, no problem. And then if Demon were dead, then Jeyo showing up wouldn't have been an issue. That brings us 3-2 at 12 minutes into the game. A very passive early game so far, which, because Navi, they're so highly pressured in this top lane, hvost has to be careful. Level 5 on fear, so he doesn't have overgrowth yet, which is the most important thing he has to be worried about in terms of his death.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, not surprising given that there's not a lot of ganking opportunities for dendi or for funnik outside of what they can create in the forest. And even that not turning out particularly well. Okay, it looks like my interface lag has cleared up, so I do not have to pause. That's nice. I like that. I like it when I don't have to stop for technical issues. Yeah, Treant Protector, he really slows down the pace of the game because of Living Armor. Kills don't happen where they should, and... Oh, Living Armor actually stolen by kuroky. That's a very big steal because this is level 3 Living Armor. Best thing that kuroky could steal right now. Sonic Wave is good, Living Armor probably even better. Because this means hvost can farm freely. And he's actually surpassed jeyo in last hits at this point, which... Given he was really far behind. He was a full 25 last hits behind jeyo earlier in this game. So the fact that he's been able to catch up is pretty fantastic. 67 and 18 versus 53 and 11 on jeyo. And up against funnik, I mean jeyo, he has trouble. He's nervous about blowing the chronosphere, especially because there's living armor still present. That living armor could easily save, although jeyo, there's the chronosphere pop. They've got all three here. Funnik, he's dropping low. There's the living armor. He's gonna live. He gets the chain frost off. Jeyo goes down, finished off by dendi. That's living armor for you. Holy shit, that's overpowered. Jeyo, he gets the telekinesis. He's gonna drop to the frost blast from Lich. Big turnaround and good rotation from Navi. Kuro comes down to help out with the telekinesis, gets there in time to secure the kill on Demon. And this leaves hvost to farm happily up at top. And this could definitely mean a bottom tier 2 going the way of Navi, which would be Tower First Blood in this game, 14 minutes in. Funnik, he's picked up a mechanism already. 14 minutes, that's pretty good, and he's got 1800 gold on top of that. So he's going to be very useful for his team. And jeyo, he's actually getting dived on right now. Puppey's dealing a lot of damage with the impetus. But hvost, he actually blinks way far away, almost abandons Puppey, but that's okay. There's no Sonic Wave on Demon, so he can't pop Puppey as quickly as he might otherwise, but there's blinking on dendi. Uses the Waning Rift. Mana Void basically completely wasted on the full mana Demon. He was expecting Demon to be a lot lower than he was. Puppey's trapped in here with the ward, trading a lot of damage, vacuum. So Puppey does go down, but that's a perfectly acceptable trade for Navi. Jeyo for Puppey, they'll do that over and over again. hvost, he has almost finished his Battle Fury. He's got the Void Stone on the way, and he'll pick up the Ring of Health. Oh, Funnik, look at, he's so aggressive on Lich. Look at this, there's a Dream Coil used. Blinks out, eats the stun. Doesn't look like Navi's going to be able to catch up in time, though. But he's playing so aggressively on Lich, which is very cool to see. Up at top, hvost almost goes down. Vacuum and wall used. No overgrowth. hvost really needs to pick up the Ring of Health, finish that Battle Fury, and get his regen going. Down at bottom, jeyo. There's a blink up on kuroky. Gotta watch both these lanes right now. Dendi's here. He's got the silence. Doesn't have quite enough mana for both, however. He's only got 240. There's the lift onto jeyo. Pops the silence. Illusory orb. Misses. That could be the saving grace for jeyo. He pops the chronosphere defensively. Should allow him to make it out safely. But that's a pretty decent trade for Navi. With a little bit of time spent, that means the chronosphere is down for the next 120 seconds, because it's still only level 1. At this point, jeyo's really starting to fall behind. He's level 8 versus level 10 on hvost, and hvost has taken the lead in terms of last hits. And with some kills and towers starting to happen in the game, switching over to last hits to net worth, And you can see hvost topping the charts there with funnik right behind him. I think it's very impressive that funnik is able to farm that much as Lich.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I think the last few times I've seen Lich played, he tends to be just kind of a typical underfarmed support. Even if he goes into offlane. But funnik more than exceeding expectations for any offlaner. Navi's grouped up at mid, but as is EG. They've got 3 here, 4 now. They have Overgrowth, but they do not have Chronosphere. Oh, another valuable steal. Nice vacuum into Overgrowth. Chain Frost is blocked. Sonic Wave onto 2. That's 2 kills going the way of EG very quickly. Excellent use of vacuum and Overgrowth at the same time, securing mostly the most valuable kill there is funnik. It's a very farmed Lich, but that stops the push mid and that likely secures this mid tier 1 for EG. Actually, oh, dendi finds an easy pick off on bdiz with the illusory orb. So a little bit of bdiz probably stuck around too long, but that's still mid tier 1 going the way of EG, and that removes a decent chunk of map presence for EG. Navi in this game. They're a team that wants to be mobile and moving all across the map. And without that mid tier 1, it just makes it that much harder to get inside EG's jungle quickly, and removes, most importantly, vision across that mid area. Overgrowth popped, but that's okay. It's only a 70-second cooldown. Mostly costly for his mana, so he'll not be able to use his living armor very much in the time being. Although, part of what makes living armor so overpowered is that it's 25 mana. So Navi, they're starting up on the Roche. One nice synergy I like here is the frost armor on Enchantress's creep slows Roshan quite a lot, which makes him a lot less deadly. And even without any form of armor reduction, he goes down fairly fast because they've got the damage aura from the Alpha Wolf. hvost picking up the Aegis there, leaving Navi in a really good position here. They can group up and push towers, they can group up and team fight, and hvost can be as aggressive as he generally loves to be, and that's not a problem. In fact, he's going to disassemble his Tranquil Boots and get some power treads in a second here, looks to be. Which reminds me, it's time to start reviewing some items now that we're 20 minutes in. Demon's going straight for a BKB, which I think is a sensible pickup versus Puck, Lich, and Rubik. It'll also help with some of the impetus damage. Dendi's invis here. Would like to find a pick off, but he's very squishy, only 800 HP, and I don't think he can burst down anybody quite fast enough. Bamboe, he's going for a Blink Dagger once again. He did this in game 1, and he showed off the effectiveness really well. Oh, dendi does a lot of damage to Demon, but does not finish him off. Honestly, a little bit ballsy, given that there's so many heroes from EG right there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So that blink on Bamboe is going to be really effective, and it's also going to make sure that he's always got the positioning he needs for a good mechanism proc. And by proc, I mean usage. But he can be finished on Demon, so that's very important for him. He's not going to get silenced into uselessness in these fights. Fear, he has Overgrowth. If he pops this right now, oh, there's a Chronosphere onto 3. Vacuum into Sonic Wave on 3. Venomancer, he pops his ult. Chain Frost, he lives through the fight long enough to cast it. Sonic Wave stolen by Kuro. Anti-Mage is in the middle of this fight. He's already popped the Mana Void. Demon, he's looking to chase though. He's taken no damage because of his BKB. And despite some great steals and a really good Chain Frost, Navi, it doesn't look like, I mean, they might be able to get Demon. Nope. He's got the living armor. He's just not taking enough damage. There's a blink up on Kuro, so he should be able to escape this, no problem. hvost, he tried to show up and do his thing, but he's only got a Battle Fury, and he's actually chosen to go for Boots of Travel early on. He wants to be there with his team and to split push as much as possible, which I really like that choice. I'm a big fan of Boots of Travel. I believe in the fanatic philosophy of split pushing always being a good option to have, particularly when you've got an anti-mage. It's very useful for him, and also once he picks up a Yasha, since Manta Style is a must-have on anti-mage's list, makes him that much faster. But that team fight, superbly executed by EG. Chronosphere into 3, vacuumed in, Sonic Wave on 3, and even though it was stolen by kuroky, that BKB on Demon is what allowed him to be so aggressive in that fight and take no damage from Chain Frost, Sonic Wave, or any of the other damage that Navi was pumping out. Because until hvost gets more farm, that's really what the majority of their damage is. So I think Navi's big mistake there. Oh, there's a blink in from Kuro. He's making that, putting that to good use. BKB popped on Demon. He can escape pretty easily here. Unfortunate to use a 9-second BKB on solely escape. Oh, there's a blink on a Jeyo. Chronosphere on 2. He's got his Battle Fury. He's bursting them down really fast. 1 kill each. Oh, Dendi jumps in. He wants to finish off Demon, but Bamboe pops the mechanism. So he's going to be A-okay. And hvost, he's still got his Aegis. If he shows up at any point here, he could turn into a lot of kills. Navi, they're getting caught out. Puppey goes down. That's a double kill for Demon. And that's good Chronospheres by Jeyo in these last 2 fights. Using it off cooldown as soon as it's available, and particularly because he's got that Battle Fury, he's able to provide a lot of damage for his team. And EG, they're looking at this mid-tier 2 with sultry eyes. And actually a Morbid Mask pickup going towards Jeyo, so he could be headed straight for a Mask of Madness. hvost, he's up at top, trying to split push as much as he can. Dendi, not able to find any easy pickoffs. Although, Jeyo, he actually stays in. Are they going to be able to find him? In Fear, he's got a Blink Dagger. He jumps in with the Overgrowth, immediately stolen by kuroky. He may pay for it with his life, but that means that Jeyo is going to live. But meanwhile, at top, or where the fuck was it? I don't know. hvost manages to kill off Demon, which that's a really important kill for him. That's a solo kill. And, oh, bdiz. bdiz. You're fucked. Spend the rest of your 500 gold. Spend it. Nope. Couldn't spend it in time. So hvost finds a solo kill on Demon, which is really important. Actually, he uses his Aegis here. Decided it was time to do that. Vacuum back into Jeyo. There's a time lock. Is there another time lock? There's another time lock, and he goes down. Wall popped a little bit unnecessarily, but I can understand it. He, can't count on the time lock procs, and you wanted to make sure that you used everything you possibly could to take down hvost. So hvost, classic over-aggression from him. Though Bamboe's got to be careful. There's the Dream Coil. Bamboe pops the Surge a little bit early for basically no reason, goes down to an Impetus from Puppey, and there's an Overgrowth and ult from Veno. The Sonic Wave stolen from kuroky, but does nothing because Demon had his BKB on. This BKB is doing so much work. It does allow him to take down Bamboe and bdiz, so Navi finds a trade in that fight. However, it's at the cost of Puppey and kuroky, so it's a dubious trade, especially since Demon, he's the one last standing, and you really don't want to be feeding kills to Queen of Pain. Where the fuck? Jeyo uses a solo Chronosphere. Actually, there's a teleport in from hvost. He doesn't have mana. Though there's a blink in from Fear, so hvost, his aggression gets repelled by once more by Fear. This Blink Dagger on Treant Protector is so effective right now. He's had some amazing overgrowths, and it's really causing problems for Navi. They've got to get BKBs up. That's really the only choice they have. Because otherwise, they're just gonna keep getting caught by the overgrowth again and again. That early blink on him is so powerful. That said, well, it's mostly hvost that has to get his BKB. I would also like to see Potentially on Dendi, it's not a desirable pickup on Puck, but if you're not able to be as mobile as you really want to be, then that's the facts of the matter. There's another kill going towards Jeyo, picking off Puppey fairly easily. No ultimates required for that one, except for Overgrowth. But that's 70-second cooldown, hardly a major cost. Funnik, he's actually building an Aghanims this game. An interesting choice given the presence of the BKBs, but Demon, he should be fairly low on... Yeah, he's already down to 6 seconds, and once that's down to 4, that means he's going to be fairly vulnerable to Chain Frost in these fights, so long as there's enough bounces.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Kuroky, he's got 1,300 gold. I wonder whether he's going to save up for a Blink, or if he'll perhaps just opt for a Force Staff. Because there's 2 different Blinks that he can steal in this game, he doesn't necessarily need to spend the 2,100 gold to get that. Dendi, he's well on his way towards a Scythe of Vice. He really needs to finish that to deal with Jeyo. Jeyo, he's had his Mask of Madness for the last few minutes. 2,500 gold on top of that. I can imagine him going for an MKB after this to deal with the inevitable Butterfly. Ghost finds Bamboe in the jungle. I don't think he's going to be able to make anything out of this. But to deal with the inevitable Butterfly from Anti-Mage, MKB would be a pretty solid choice. He may also choose to go for some more survivability, perhaps a BKB. Always on the table for any carry. Dendi's spent a lot of this game. Bamboe, he's doing this dance with hvost, and I don't think it's a good idea. His mana pool, it's 1,100 and 1 Mana Void. This is a level 3 Mana Void. Could be really deadly. Dendi's here in the jungle, still invisible. I think they're kind of hoping to find a turnaround, but the rest of EG is here, grouped up for a smoke. Funnik's got to be careful. He's actually finished his Aghanim, so that Chain Frost damage is massive. There's the blink in. There's no time locks just yet. He pops the Chain Frost, but only 3 bounces because they're able to split fast enough. And has to blow the Chronosphere on just Funnik, but that's okay. This is still like a pretty huge problem for Navi. hvost, he's split pushing bottom. His farm is really good, despite the way the game has kind of been going for the last 5 minutes for Navi. He's kept his farm up. He's finished a Manta style. He's also got Vlads. And he's mostly avoided dying. Take a look at kills and deaths, and also look at the... Oh! Fear! He jumps in, looking for the overgrowth, and he actually just feeds another kill, trying to save bdiz, but doesn't get there in time. So that's two kills and supports, one after the other for Navi, just as I'm trying to look at the gold graph. Experience is very close. It's trending back in favor of Navi after those 2 kills. Gold, 3,000 at this point, 30 minutes in, not a huge difference. So it's basically anybody's game. And I think the late game here for either team... Oh! Over in mid. Almost missed a kill there. Managed to get there in time to see nothing. So I love this missing animation display here. I guess they must have updated the something related to illusions in the latest patch, because that's the only reason that those X's appears when there's no animation available. Jeyo, he has Chronosphere in 6 seconds. Navi has to be careful about it. Oh, there's a blink in from Kuroky. He did go for a blink dagger. There's the vacuum into wall, overgrowth, Chronosphere. But Jeyo, he's been stunned. He's not able to follow up. Sonic Wave does take out Kuroky fairly quickly. Puppey, he's gonna go down. He's not nothing he can do about Jeyo right on top of him. Dendi, he's taking out bdiz in the back lines, finding the kills where they can. hvost thinking about helping out. So basically a 2 for 2 so far. Oh, there's a blink in by Fear. He's sheeped. Can he make it out? Nope. He goes down before he's able to blink away. Immediate buyback, however. He's got the boost of travel. He can get back into the fight relatively soon. There's no Chronosphere now. There's no wall. There's no Sonic Wave. This is the time for Navi to take a fight. Even lacking Kuroky. They can also just take Roast. Either one is a perfectly acceptable pickup. 1,800 gold on Dendi. As soon as he picks up that Scythe of Vice, he will be a lot more effective in this game. Puppey's going for an agonist of his own, so his damage soon to be pretty decent. Oh, there's a smoke up on 3. But they're not in time. hvost picks up the Aegis. Immediate blink in from Chain Frost is used, but it's no bounces for the Chain Frost. Fear, he's dropping low. Where is hvost? Where is hvost? This is what I want to know. So they get Fear. Jeyo, he's still in the fight, trying to take down funnik, but the Frost Armor does like so much damage reduction. It's amazing. hvost, he's able to pick up the kill on bdiz, finished off by funnik. So 2 kills going the way of Navi. EG was just not fast enough with the smoke, and even if they had gotten there sooner, I don't know what they would have done. They didn't have Chronosphere off cooldown. They did have Overgrowth, but they also didn't have Sonic Wave, which that's been pretty critical in bursting down some of these squishier heroes on Navi. So with an Aegis on hvost, Navi will look to start pushing. Dendi, goddamn, up at top. There's a lot of non-teamfight kills in this game. One problem that Faceless Void has. Oh, there's a time lock. Okay, should be okay. Oh, though, no. Follow up, I beat it. There's the Overgrowth. The Aegis gets popped. Do they have the follow up here? One bad time lock. Oh, but though. Oh, yep, hvost. He gets the blink off, but there's an immediate follow through from Fear. hvost, he does it again. Feeds a kill with the Aegis to EG. Has to pop 3 ults from EG, but they're okay. Taking down Anti-Mage for that, that's no problem. Very back and forth game so far. I was going to start saying, in an Anti-Mage versus Faceless Void lineup, if Anti-Mage is able to jump on Faceless Void and pop his Mantis-style illusions, he can burn through Faceless Void's mana almost instantly. That said, Jeyo has picked up a BKB, and if he's able to pop it soon enough, that prevents the mana burn, and so he'll still be able to use his Chronosphere in Blink. But as seen earlier, which was part of why hvost wanted to be so aggressive, is he knew that he could burn through all of Jeyo's mana and make him pretty ineffective to allow more pushing. So things get a little passive for a brief moment in this game. We're 22-17, 34 minutes into the game. Almost a 10,000 gold advantage for Navi. It doesn't feel like that the way these fights have been going. But hvost's farm, get this back on net worth, is still really strong despite his occasional feeds. Experience, however, I think this more accurately reflects the state of the game. A little over 5,000 in favor of Navi, which 35 minutes in, that's not even that's one or two heroes with an extra level. Smoke popped on 3 for Navi. There's a blink onto Demon. Can they pull him back fast enough? But he's able to pop the BKB. Chronosphere is popped on Jeyo. He's going straight on Dendi, dealing so much damage. There's the Overgrowth, blink in by Fear. Kuroky, he goes down. funnik, he's going to get chased down, no problem. 3 kills quickly going the way of EG. And I saw what Navi was going for there, but these constant... they need to fight as a team. They need Puppey there for his impetus damage. They need hvost there for his mana void. And for just the fact of his auto attack damage. It's really powerful, but they keep trying to surprise EG, but that doesn't work when you've got a Blink Dagger on Fear as well as Bamboe. Their counter initiation is really good. They can turn these fights around really fast, and not to mention Chronosphere. I mean, Chronosphere from Jeyo over and over again has been the bane of Navi, and they've been kind of setting themselves up for it. This could be Rax. There is no Fortify. 10 seconds before Dendi's back. 15 for funnik. And that's the mid-Rax going down. Now, by no means is this GG for Navi. hvost doing some good split pushing down at bottom. Managed to pick up a tier 2 as sort of consolation prize for that last fight. Oh, smoke popped on 4 for EG. They may look to go straight back in. There are no sentries here from Navi to detect a smoke wraparound gank. There's a blink. Oh, the vacuum! The overgrowth! He manages to get the Chain Frost in time, but the Sonic Wave is used. 2 down in short order on Navi. And there's just... This initiation is incredible from EG. hvost, he jumps in. He manages to pick up Darkseer with his Mana Void, as well as Fear. So he's finding some trades here. He might get bdiz as well. Just one more auto attack from his illusions and he could do it. In fact, there's a triple kill for hvost. He's going to try and chase down jeyo, so there's a good... This does not pay off for EG. What looked like a really great team fight. They just took too much damage. It was a really good Chain Frost. They grouped up right on top of Navi to try and make that initiation happen, which set up for a pretty decent Chain Frost. Got the damage necessary. There's a blink onto jeyo. There's no Manta on... Oh, Dendi. He can't go down here. He should be alright, but... Oh, he gets sheeped. Blink in from jeyo. A couple time locks, and Dendi goes down. The over-aggression. The throws. It seems like every time Navi gets the upper hand in this game, they get too aggressive. It's either it's hvost jumping into the base, it's Dendi trying to dive on jeyo when hvost doesn't have the follow-up. I mean, if hvost had his Mantisile off cooldown, he might have been able to get the damage necessary to secure the kill. But they also had to know that there were buybacks available on EG, since they have just recently taken the mid-tier 3, as well as a number of kills in the last few fights. Wow. I can look at the graphs, but wow, that's just a big sawtooth wave.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
One nice pickup for EG. This bot tier 1 has been here all game, and bot tier 2, I'm sure, is soon to follow.
Radiant's top tower is
Which
under
should
attack.
eliminate a lot of the gold
Dire's
lead
bottom
that Navi has
tower is
had
under attack.
for most of this game.
Dire's bottom tower has
So I expect a lot of items coming up. Oh, there's the overgrowth. hvost, you can't die here again. You can't die. He's getting time locked. He's gonna go down. hvost. He wanted to make the split push happen while they were at bottom, but the blinks on Bamboe and Fear are just too... There's too many ways to lock him down. And he doesn't have a BKB. He's opted to try and go for the heart first, which, respectable choice. But why the fuck are you still carrying a Quelling Blade when you could have afforded a Quelling Blade this whole time, or sorry, a BKB this whole time, which... How many times might hvost not have died if he'd had a BKB? It's not the most desirable pickup on Anti-Mage, but if you have to go for it, that's the facts of life. He needs to accept it and remember that he's not eating the vacuum and the damage from Queen of Pain and the overgrowth. All of those things can be avoided with a BKB. Why? Stressful game to watch, at least for me. Ghost Scepter picked up on Dendi. That'll help in his survivability versus jeyo. Oh, there's a smoke up on EG. They're looking to find Navi in the forest. They don't have any vision of this, but they may nonetheless find them. We'll have to see. Surge on Bamboe, but no. Doesn't look like they're going to get there in time. Try and run through the items here real quick. There's a blink up on Demon. The fuck is this shit? No, seriously. Why? This just seems overkill. Like, is it really necessary to have 2 blinks on a Queen of Pain? Is Demon's... like, is he really going to be that far away? Really? This could be something else that creates a lot more for EG in this game, besides more range. Admittedly, this does mean that, so he's got 1200 plus 1150. He has 2400 initiation range because he's got the sheep stick, so he can jump from way outside of screen vision. Sheep stick somebody, and that gives time for the rest of his team to jump in with their blinks and their lockdown. So it's not the most ridiculous thing in the world. It's not as ridiculous as a blink on anti-mage. However, it is a little bit silly and seems perhaps a little bit all in on this strategy from EG. Like, they're really counting on this. It's basically a wombo combo, the way it's been playing so far. They're really counting on this combo to play off every time. And if it doesn't work out, then Demon's going to look really stupid with this blink. If it does, then maybe he looks kind of pro. That's maybe a stretch of the imagination. I don't know. We'll have to see. Navi, they're looking towards the Roche, and EG, they've got the timer. They know that it's up. Can Navi make this fight work for them? Just a blink in from Demon. Pops the BKB early, and actually that's a problem. It is a 4-second BKB, so the cooldown is relatively short, but it is going to allow Navi to immediately jump in. There's the Chronosphere. Chain Frost is used. Sonic Wave also used. Time lag endlessly on hvost. But jeyo, hvost is able to turn around. He's burned his mana. Jeyo goes down for the first time in a long time. It's a 3-for-0 in favor of Navi. Finally, they take a fight to their favor. They bait out the initiation. And Demon, he steps out. I mean, I think that blink... Oh, Bamboe. He really wanted to find the steal. No chance. What was he thinking was going to happen there? EG throws! Ugh, both of these teams getting a little bit sloppy, but EG with his blink dagger jumping really far in ahead of his team before they were able to follow up, uses the blink dagger, doesn't have it for the fight. So he has to, his relevance, oh, there's the steal from kuroky. Can they get here in time? They've got the sheep. Demon, he's going to drop. That's a 5 for none, as well as a Roche in favor of Navi. Crazy fight. Yep, that's what I have to say about that. Hard to analyze exactly how everything went down. The important thing was that jeyo did not get really anybody but hvost inside the Chronosphere, which means Change Frost was able to be used. Dendi, he was working around the sidelines, making kills happen on bdiz and Fear, and even though hvost was locked down by jeyo for the majority of that fight, as soon as time lock ended, he was able to pop the Manta style and blow through jeyo's mana, and his damage is just better than jeyo's. Jeyo has it's very single target oriented damage right now with that butterfly. He has, unless they're grouped up, unless they find that vacuum into Overgrowth where the Battle Fury is just taking, you know, a giant dump on them all. Jeyo's only got the single target DPS, and versus Anti-Mage, who is relatively tanky with his large amount of armor, and you can't forget the great physical damage reduction from Funnik. Because Funnik was not in the Chronosphere, he was able to put Frost Armor on whoever he needed to, which I believe that was on hvost in that fight, which slows jeyo's attack speed. I think it was just it was too much aggression from EG, and I think without the vision they needed, they just kind of assumed that they could go in and do it. Smoke up on 5 here. They're gonna look for some easy pickoffs, and they may even try and wrap around. Can they pull this off? Plate mail picked up on Demon. He's looking towards the Shivas. I gotta run through the items while I can. Point booster coming up on kuroky. Oh, EG, they're coming from behind. Will Navi suspect this? Bamboe, he blinks in. Vacuum wasted. Dendi gets sheeped. Will Dendi go down? Chain Frost is popped. Sonic Wave used by Demon to no effect, but there's the Chronosphere. But it's trapped all of his... Actually, no, that was a Chronosphere from kuroky. I miscalled it. Huge Chronosphere from kuroky, trapping 3 in EG, allowing hvost to go man mode on the rest of EG. That's 2 for 1 so far. Actually, 3 for none, because Dendi didn't even go down. They weren't able to take him down. Jeyo, he's got no mana. No way out of this fight for him. Great fight from Navi, and the fucking Chronosphere from kuroky was huge. Able to pull everybody in and just trap them. Just that's 5 seconds to disable. It's so good. And the most important thing was that hvost was not inside the chronosphere, so he was dealing damage while the rest of EG was disabled. And dendi, it looked like he might have gone down for a second there, but he manages to survive the focus from Jeyo. And there's now, I think the problem for Faceless Void in this game is that there's too many high-value targets to take down. Yeah, he can take down hvost, but he's got to take down the rest of Navi, because they've got bamboe, bdiz, and fear, who are pretty critical to EG's success, and they're all fairly easy to kill. And Demon, similarly, he's only sitting on 1700 HP. He's not that tanky. So Navi, they take down the tier 3. They find a return Rax, evening up this game in terms of Rax so far. And hvost, he still has the Aegis. Navi could definitely make something happen here. Oh, there's a blink in from Fear. There's 3 on top of each other. Manta style popped. And the chronosphere used by kuroky once more to great effect, trapping bamboe and Demon inside of it, and Demon goes down. Navi, they're looking really strong at this point. Jeyo, he's here though. He's got his chronosphere. He catches hvost. Wisely, not going for hvost. Knows that he has the Aegis. But dendi, he's still alive. Might be able to make it out. hvost able to blink away. Will they be able to catch him? Unlikely. And even if they do, he still has that Aegis. Wow. 31-32. 48 minutes into this game. Both mid-racks down. Actually, oh man, dendi almost eating it to bamboe. I really like the blink dagger pickup on bamboe. He's been putting it to such good use throughout this game. It's an even game still. I do think it favors Navi. And in fact, wow, that's a big gold advantage. 20,000 gold in favor of Navi with 25,000 experience. So strongly favors Navi, but by no means is EG out of it. They've still got the combo available. They still have Faceless Void. And if Jeyo can manage to pick up a few more items, he could really have a huge impact. I have to question the Mask of Madness pickup at this point. Was really effective about 20 minutes ago, but it delays a more valuable item of another sort, like an MKB or I'm a big fan of Mjolnir, maximizing the time lock procs and also providing some form of AoE. There's a lot of options for Faceless Void to go for that provide more utility and survivability in these fights than a Mask of Madness, because I think with more survivability, hvost could go mano-a-mano with hvost. I mean, a crit would be a really big pickup on him. Satanic. Lots of options. Demon, if he didn't have this blink dagger, he would have a Shiva's, no problem. I'm not gonna beat this horse too dead, but you know, just pointing it out. Helm of Iron Will picked up on bdiz. He's looking towards a whatchamacallit, Veil of Discord, which will be nice for EG, but it's not going to be the difference maker in these fights. Bamboe, he's had a sheep stick for a little while, so multiple sources of disable from EG. Navi manages to steal the Ancients, furthering their rather wide gold lead. Oh, there's okay, never mind. I hear the blink and I immediately think that a fight is about to occur. Lincoln Sphere picked up on dendi. Combined with the Ethereal Blade, he's pretty survivable. And I also really like the Ethereal Blade versus Jeyo. That can really take his impact out of these fights pretty nicely. And it also provides another form of burst for dendi, while also increasing his DPS, since that's an extra 40% magic damage. Jim up on Rubik at the moment. Puppey's got his own Ghost Scepter. Nobody wants to get locked down by Jeyo in these fights. And I think that's the problem of putting all your hopes and dreams onto a Faceless Void. If the supports are rich enough, as they are, I mean, this is a 20,000 gold lead. That's enough for Ghost Scepters to be on everybody on Navi, no problem. And Ghost Scepter is a problem for Jeyo. He's not going to pick up a Diffusal Blade, and they have no form of purge with which to take that ethereal status off. Which makes it really hard for Jeyo to focus anybody down. They're reliant on this Wombo combo. And I don't think that Navi's going to fall for it again. Abyssal Blade picked up an Anti-Mage. That's bad news bears for Jeyo. If he's able to pop that. Puppey. He gets sheeped, backing back, but he'll be okay. hvost sees the giant wave top. Decides they don't want to lose their tower. And with Roche respawning in 1 minute. Oh, Puppey. Can he get away? He's still got the Ghost Scepter, and he's got 4 staff in 5 seconds. But he's basically all on his own at this point.
Come on, sprites. Another petal falls.
So Puppey goes down. Jeyo picks up the last hit. Not the most meaningful kill in this game. And he doesn't have buyback available. I think the only thing it really endangers is the Roche. It's going to be 30 seconds of him being dead after the Roches respawned, and if EG heads straight there, they could be able to take a fight. Without Puppey there, that might be the difference maker. That said, there's still an anti-mage here, and he's still all kinds of beastly. Jeyo is going for that crit finally. Get his damage up there as quickly as possible. Veil of Discord finished on bdiz. Demon still working on that Shiva's. Ghost Scepter also picked up on Fear. I think a wise choice to deal with the anti-mage. Dendi sitting on 1,600 gold, while Kuro at 2,200. Saving for buyback at this point. You have to. It's 53 minutes in. It's 32-32. This game, despite the massive golden experience advantage for Navi, is that 30,000? No, 20,000. Okay. 2s sometimes look like 3s. Little did you know. Halberd picked up on funnik. I love that pickup. That's a problem for Jeyo. That's a huge problem. Halberd goes through BKB. So long as he does not use the Halberd before Jeyo uses BKB, in that circumstance, Halberd or BKB dispels it. But if you use Halberd after BKB, then that's 4 seconds of no attacking for Jeyo. And this is a easy Roche going the way of Navi. I have to question this from EG. Maybe it's possible they didn't have the timing, or maybe they thought they were going to get a pick off up at top, which really could have changed things. But in the absence of such, they give up a free Roche, and I think Roche would have been the perfect time for them to fight. They're all grouped up down there. The only problem is vision. Like, they've got to have some vision down here in order to go in. But with the gem on kuroky, not able to keep wards up. Navi's basically maintained map control for the last 30 minutes of this game. Should probably remedy that to 20, because that was 30 minutes ago is when EG was looking a little better than they are now. So that's Aegis up on Dendi and Cheese up on Puppey, which I think is a pretty sensible choice. hvost has swapped out his Vlads for a Butterfly, and he's got 4,700 gold on top of that. Farming for him at this point is a joke. Just stealing creeps away from his allies, and that's a meaningful thing to point out, because at this point in the game, you need the rest of your team to be farmed. While it's also important for lanes to be pushed out, it's more items on the rest of your team is what's going to secure the win. There's no way that he can burn through his money at this rate. The only other possibility would be possibly swapping out the Battle Fury for something like a Sheepstick. But I don't know that Navi would want to give up the push. Sheep is used on hvost, but mostly just scaring him away.
My thanks to thee.
These X's are appearing all over the place these days. Just, I don't think it's supposed to be that dramatic.
Radiant structures are
Fortify popped by EG. I think possibly a big mistake there. There was not a lot of damage coming from Navi onto the tower, and that fortify is going to be whatever fight comes next. There's a sheep onto Demon, lift onto Jeyo. Can Navi control this fight? Chronosphere onto 2. Jeyo going straight onto Kuro. Kuro goes down. Chain Frost is used, and it's bouncing in between all of the heroes on EG. This is a full bounce Chain Frost. It's going all over the place. Overgrowth popped on Fear, catches 2. Aegis used on Dendi. hvost is still alive. He has not dropped down at all in terms of HP. Double kill picked up for him. It's a 3-for-1 in favor of Navi, and things really start to look grim here for EG.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
It looked like it was potentially an okay fight for EG,
Radiant's bottom barracks
but
are under attack.
there had to be a bigger
Radiant's
Chronosphere.
bottom barracks has fallen.
Only catching Dendi and Kuro is not really an important target. I mean, stealing Chronosphere, he's had some
Tower is
amazing steals this game, no doubt. That said, oh, bdiz eats the ghost, the ethereal blade. Oh, Manta style pops. Demon gets bashed. No chance out for him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Navi looking to take the rest of the base. No problem here. There's 30 seconds before anybody's back,
Radiant's
by
top
EG.
tower has fallen.
and this looks to be mega creeps.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
But yeah,
Radiant's
popping the
top
chrono
barracks
on
has fallen.
Kuro and Dendi, I don't know. This is where I wonder if Faceless Void ever really could have pulled this off.
Radiant's middle barracks
That said, his farm is
The
a full...
Dire now have mega
He's behind Dendi, which, I mean, Dendi farms well, but as Faceless Void,
Radiant's middle tower
the map
has
hasn't been so out of their control that Jeyo couldn't find any farm. Oh, they're gonna dive the tower now. Just mean. Oh, Overgrowth into Vacuum on the top of the wall. Although, wall is stolen. Chronosphere used. This could be a team wipe for Navi. Chain Frost is doing a lot of damage, bouncing back and forth. Puppey should go down, no problem here. Ghost Scepter delays his demise, but there's a lot of buybacks available for Navi. AG can delay the megas for a while. There's a Divine Rapier picked up on hvost. He swaps out his Battle Fury for that. I'm not sure that's really necessary, but you know, whatever. And EG, they're gonna go for the GG push. They want to make this happen. Buybacks are available for, well, actually only available for Dendi, and yeah, it is available for Puppey. So funnik will not be in this fight. And his Chain Frost was really powerful in that last fight. I mean, this is an Aghanim's Chain Frost, and he got all of the bounces off. That's 10 jumps, dealing 550 damage each. That's no fucking joke. And actually, EG, they're here. The backboard protection is not on, but there's a teleport in onto the base from hvost. Have to keep track of both bases right now. bdiz, he's left to die in Navi's base. Anti-Mage is here. He's got his Divine Rapier. If he drops the Rapier, nope. Mana Void quickly finishes off here, no problem. hvost does not want to give up the Rapier. It would be bad. Because EG could still push it through. I mean, they almost took down this tier 4. But Jeyo has finished his Daedalus. I mean, they can hold on to this. Oh, there's a blink in from Dendi. Jeyo's popping really low, really fast. He gets absolutely popped. Instant buyback from Jeyo, however. Wall is used. Chrono onto Anti-Mage. He has the Rapier. He quickly drops it. Jeyo has the Rapier. This could be a huge problem for Navi. Can Jeyo stay alive? Oh my god, 1400 crit. Oh, okay. Alright. I got a little too excited. Hoping for some amazing turnaround from Jeyo, but couldn't stop the damage on the racks. Almost a throw from hvost. Manages just barely not to throw it. a little bit earlier, and that might have been a bigger problem. But Navi takes it in 2-1 fashion. A very exciting game 3. 40-40, 61 minutes into the game. It's hard to say exactly what... this is a hard game to analyze, honestly. EG was looking really strong in the first 30 minutes because of this amazing wombo combo. They got an early blink on Fear, they got a blink on Bamboe, and they would just jump in and combo the shit out of Navi over and over again, especially because Navi, they thought they could take these 3-man fights with Dendi, Kuroky, and Funnik. They really thought they could. And against another team, they really might have been able to, but the counter initiation from EG was just too strong. And so Navi continually feeding kills to EG. That said, hvost was farming the entire time, and he basically showed up with 6 items at just the right time. Meanwhile, Jeyo, he spent all of this time getting some kills, but not getting nearly enough farm. I mean, you look at it, he had 332 last hits versus hvost 714. Now, Void can't farm as much as Anti-Mage. His blink is just not as good. His cast point is slower. So Faceless Void will always be a little bit behind. However, Jeyo had an early lead. I mean, he was 30 last hits ahead of hvost up in that top lane. He could have easily rotated to bottom and dealt with Funnik as soon as he had that Chronosphere. Could have gone into the jungle and just farmed all day. But it seemed like he was just too involved with the rest of his team, but it was necessary to make the wombo combo work out, ultimately costing him more farm than he got in terms of kills, and allowing Navi to come back. A very exciting game overall, really enjoyable to watch. The Rapier, was hoping it would matter more, but it did not. I guess that's going to be it for me for tonight. I don't think I have the energy to cast another best of 3. Thank you very much for watching. I am Cranberry Thunderfunk, and you've been watching the Thunderfunking Dota cast. If you enjoyed my cast, please subscribe. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/thunderfunking. I have Facebook, Twitter, all at Thunderfunking. If you search it, you will find it, and I post all of these things with great regularity. So, thank you once more for watching, and I will see you next time.